This is a global news update on top accolade news. The headlines: Assisted dying bill faces fresh debate. Senator Alex Padilla roughly removed and handcuffed at DHS press conference. China warns G7 against manipulating trade issues. Brazil to hold controversial oil auction ahead of COP30 summit. We'll start with the focus in politics. Assisted dying bill faced fresh debate. UK MPs are debating key amendment to the assisted dying bill, which would allow terminally ill adults in England and Wales to seek medical assistance to end their lives. Proposed changes include banning organizations from advertising assisted dying services and regulating the substances used. Some MPs who once supported the bill now oppose it, while supporters remain hopeful it will become law. Labour MP Kim Leadbitter has introduced amendment to protect communication rights in Welsh and clarify death certification. Disability campaigners want the bill risks pressuring vulnerable people, but Leadbitter insists it can be the safest and most responsible legislation. Still in politics, Senator Alex Padilla roughly removed and handcuffed at DHS press conference. U.S. Senator Alex Padilla was forcefully removed and handcuffed by federal agents during a Department of Homeland Security press conference in Los Angeles after attempting to ask a question of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Video footage shows Padilla being pushed to the ground, and he protested his treatment, sparking outrage among Democratic lawmakers who are demanding explanations. Padilla, who was in Los Angeles for a briefing on the federal response to protests against immigration raids, compared his rough treatment to that of immigrant workers facing aggressive deportation. The incident comes amid escalating tensions in California, where the Trump administration has deployed thousands of National Guard troops and Marines to control protests, a move condemned by state officials as an overreach of military power. Shifting focus to economy, China warns G7 against manipulating trade issues. China has issued a strong warning to the group of 7 nations ahead of their upcoming summit in Canada, accusing the bloc of maintaining a Cold War mentality and manipulating issues related to China for political gain. The remarks from Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian comes amid rising tension between China and the US, as well as within the G7, following last year's communique that criticized Beijing's trade practices and threatened action over Chinese support for Russia. Lin urged the G7 to stop interfering in other countries' internal affairs and warned that efforts to provoke confrontation with China are doomed to fail. The criticism also reflects China's displeasure at the G7's outreach to global South nations, which Beijing sees as an attempt to divide emerging economies. Still in economy, Brazil to hold controversial oil auction ahead of COP30 summit. Brazil is preparing to auction 172 oil and gas exploration blocks covering an area more than twice the size of Scotland, including sensitive regions in the Amazon basin, just months before hosting the COP30 UN Climate Summit. Despite fierce opposition from environmentalists, indigenous groups, and legal challenges citing inadequate environmental assessment and violation of indigenous rights, the government insists the auction is crucial for Brazil's ambition to become the world's 4th largest oil producer. Critics warn that this move could release billions of tons of carbon dioxide, undermining global climate goals and putting the Amazon's fragile ecosystem at risk. Indigenous leaders said their voices are being ignored, highlighting the deep tension between economic development and environmental protection in Brazil's path forward. You're watching the Global News Updates on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In international relations, U.S. launches formal review of AUKUS submarine pact. The United States has begun a formal review of the AUKUS submarine pact with the United Kingdom and Australia, a defense alliance formed in 2021 to build nuclear-powered submarines and enhance security cooperation, primarily aimed at countering China's influence. While the review aims to ensure the agreement fits the administration's priority, Australian Defence Minister Richard Marles remains confident that the multi-decade deal will continue. The pact includes plans for Australia to acquire US Virginia-class submarines and for the UK and Australia to jointly design a new class of submarines. The review comes ahead of a crucial meeting between US President and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese at the G7 summit in Canada, where defense spending and alliance commitments are expected to be discussed. The UK government reaffirmed the importance of AUKUS, highlighting its role in securing peace and economic growth across all three nations. Moving to conflicts, Israel strikes Iran nuclear sites. Early on Friday, Israel launched targeted airstrike on Iran's nuclear facilities, including the enrichment site in Natanz, killing top Iranian military leaders and nuclear scientists. The strike came just days before scheduled nuclear negotiations in Oman, sparking retaliatory action from Iran and regional military alert. Israel also hit Iranian air defenses while intercepting incoming drones. Jordan, Iraq, and Iran closed their airspace and civilian flights were grounded across the Gulf. Amid air raid sirens and regional panic, oil prices surged. The IAEA confirmed it's monitoring the situation, while the US distanced itself from the Israeli operation but reiterated its opposition to a nuclear-armed Iran. In entertainment, Dua Lipa confirms engagement to actor Callum Turner. British pop star Dua Lipa has confirmed her engagement to actor Callum Turner, calling it a really special feeling. The couple, together for over a year, has sparked rumors late last year when Lipa was seen wearing a ring Turner designed with the help of her close friends and sister. The 29-year-old singer said they haven't seen a wedding date yet, as she's currently working on the world tour and Turner is filming a new Apple TV series. The engagement marks a new chapter for the couple, with Lipa saying it feels right to grow old together as best friends forever. Now in sports, Tottenham Hotspur appoint Thomas Frank as new manager. Tottenham Hotspur has named former Brentford boss Thomas Frank as the new permanent manager, signing him into a 3-year contract. The 51-year-old, praised for his innovative coaching and player development, takes charge of a sports side preparing for next season's Champions League after their Europa League triumph. Frank's tenure at Brentford saw the club rise to the Premier League and maintain competitiveness through smart recruitment and attacking football. He'll be joined at Spurs by key members of his Brentford backroom staff as he faces the challenges of steering Tottenham to greater success after a difficult league campaign last season. That concludes our global news updates for today. Stay tuned for more global news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojoromi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.